How's it going, everybody? It's your leader, your main guy, Student Alpha. I want to talk about the account flip that I did, 5,000 to a quarter million in 9 days. Just kind of brief overview, help you guys out, people that run the matrix or that understand our system, how you can do something similar, maybe not at the speed or rate, but it's very doable. The first thing I want to do, guys, is I do understand that trading in general and trading influencers are full of scammers. A lot of fake accounts, a lot of bullshit that's out there. And if you haven't learned from me yet that I'm about as straightforward as they come and maybe a little too honest, then you haven't been around me enough. So the first thing I want to do, guys, is I want to share with you a screenshot of my account. Hopefully by the time we replay this, we'll blur out some key stuff. But as you can see, the current account balance right here is $252,000. Now I've opened up my transfer history because you see there's only one account. Because I don't want to be accused because I have other seven-figure accounts of transferring money in and saying that I made that money. Look, there's only ever been one transfer into this account, and I did it May 26th, and I didn't start trading because it takes a couple days to settle. Uh, Last Tuesday. What was the date last Tuesday, folks? I apologize. Let me look. It was just a few days after that, I think, because we had the holiday weekend here, and I started trading June 1st. Is that right? The Tuesday just after the holiday, or no, it wasn't Tuesday. Yeah, I started trading on Tuesday, June 2nd, by the time that money settled and I was able to use it. So one deposit, $5,000, flipped to 252,000. Now, in my NinjaTrader account, I had AI analyze the performance of the account. So I want to highlight it. So I asked it to look at my dashboard. I couldn't do I couldn't capture my first couple of days, so I just said this last quarter. And the says the verdict is the same. It's an incredibly high performing account. I asked it to rate me as a trader and how the performance. And there's some key things I want to point out to you. So net profitability stands at $248,745,000. So $283,000 total profit minus my $34,000 in losses. I had $34,000 in losses, guys. It's important to know. I take losses, but I trade the same system. Saying that I have an elite profit factor. Your profit factor adjusted slightly to 8.23, maintaining an 8 plus profit factor over more than 100 total contracts traded is a master class in risk management. That's how I talk about and how I teach my guys how to trade. Outstanding risk to reward. Your average winning trade. So my average winning trade was $4,500, which is 5 times larger than my average losing trade at $860. That's important, guys, because my win-loss record dropped, but I was very tight. I would mitigate risk quickly. I'll explain that in a second. And then your ability to squeeze maximum value out of your correct ideas while aggressively suffocating your bad ideas is your biggest edge. Maintain win rate. Your win rate is a strong 57%. When you combine 57% win rate with a 5-to-1 risk reward ratio, you have an incredibly resilient compounding machine, as proven 5K to 252,000. Other areas to monitor my winning trade distribution, holding times, because I did snipes. I'll explain that in a second. My holding times on some of these trades crept up as high as 7 hours because I was trailing these trades. And then asset allocation, it's suggesting that I maybe spread it out. I was only trading things that I like the signals in, NQ, oil. I did some gold. I did some Russell and some S&P. But the verdict rating me out of a 10, 9.6. The data proves that your stellar performance wasn't a one-day fluke. It's a consistent trend across your recent trading history. You're letting your winners run and keeping your losses tiny and executing with immense discipline. And guys, that's what I try to teach my traders in my VIP. Okay. This can be done, folks. So at any rate, I want to quickly talk about a couple of trades. I've been taking all matrix reads on this challenge. Now, the two shorts I took Friday that really accelerated my account from 100 from I was between 75,000 and 100,000 when I took these trades. Um, got the primary read pre-market. So we had primary read, VWAP cross, and then the proprietary matrix momentum motor saying we're heading down. I entered this with my standard risk of so when I enter oil lately, I've been doing 1-to-1 risk reward ratio with a dollar stop loss, right? That might be too much for you, but a dollar stop loss on one contract, that's like $1,000 for reference, guys, on one mini contract, and then a $1,000 reward. But what I've chosen to do in this challenge, especially when I'm hitting key levels and then the overall market environment where I'm really trying to let my winners run, I put my dollar stop loss in and I stretched my take profit in case I walked away from it. I think I had it at $87. Well, in the day it dropped to 89. So hindsight being 2020, I was close, but I what I did is I got kicked out on my trail. In case it explosively dropped, I would catch 87. And then I mainly wanted to function with the trail, but I had a TP in there. And I just kept trailing. You can just see how the momentum. And then if we shift out to the 15 minute, the 30 minute, and 1 hour, the proprietary motor system says we are failing, we are failing, we are failing. And then it did. I ultimately got kicked out on this. It dropped. Um, Unfortunately, I was at a funeral for and with family during all this time, so I left. I adjusted my stop loss once I was a dollar in the money, and I've told my guys this personally. If I was a dollar in the money, if I'm trying to swing it, I go break even, and then I was a dollar in the money until I could get back, or I was at break even until later in the day, and we were done with family, and then I smashed my trail down just below or just above these wicks to see if 91 would break. It didn't at first, but by the time I moved my trail, it did after. And then here's your break of 91, your retest, and then your collapse. And then as it approached 90, I set a 25-cent stop loss above 90, and that's where I got kicked out, guys. It dropped. As soon as it hit 90, I smashed it down to 90.25. It pulled up, almost kicked me out here, and it actually kicked me out here. It went back up above my position and then closed right around my close. So made a lot of money on that one. And then NQ, same thing. Whoops, same thing, guys. I took the pre-market read. It was the primary read short given to me by the matrix. It alerts to my phone. It alerts on my charts. And I was actually sitting at my trade desk early. I took this short. So you have 5 minute cross, VWAP cross, momentum shift. Solid. I entered this one on again, same thing. I knew if you watch my weekend update that we were probably going to turn pretty hard here, especially with this was an hour before non-farm payrolls. So I really felt that we were going to correct, but I mitigated that risk by having a 70-point stop loss. And I apologize. I had a 100-point stop loss on this, and I put in 1,000 point or I take profit at 29,000. So more than 1,000 points, just because I wanted to take profit on my bracket, but I knew I would trail it and probably not realize the take profit, but I'd realize the stop loss. And that's exactly what happened. So entered the trade, non-farm payroll came out. It didn't really move the markets much until at market open and everything started selling. The same thing. About this time, I was at the funeral with my family, so I didn't have time to look at my phone nor the desire. So, but I did peek at it to see where it was, and I went break even. So if I was tied up and I got kicked out on the trade, I got kicked out at break even. I took a lot of break even stop losses on this account, guys. And then it ran down. I got kicked out right here. So I trailed it. It bounced into this. I was afraid of a strong bounce because NQ only runs up, and I got kicked out right here. I didn't put the marker, but I got kicked out here. So I realized a lot of profit on that. Now I do heavy leverage because the benefit of intraday leverage on a NinjaTrader is the contract leverage is like $1,000 per contract. So I can go a lot heavier when I trade because I trust it. Now, if you're not used to seeing big numbers move, I don't recommend that, but you can make money uh, by increasing your leverage and trusting your system. Now, the one thing I want to say about my stop losses, a lot of times, guys, if this is my entry, I'll just make this up. There's my entry short, and then we'll use this line as my stop loss. What I was doing, where I was taking what appeared to be losses, I would move my stop loss like really close, but just on TradingView to see those lines, I just had a buffer. So if it kicked me out at break even, technically it kicked me out at like a 50 or $100 loss or $25 loss. So the percentage calculated it as a loss, and I basically moved break even. If you know what I'm talking about in trading view, when you stack, I can't do it because the market's not running right now, but when you stack up those orders, they cover each other. They're hard to grab, right? So I would just have them staggered. And oftentimes what was recorded as a loss was actually it was technically a loss, a very, very minuscule amount because I had the bracket separated. And then some of my wins were just the opposite. I had it mildly in the win. So that's a little skewed. Although if you've watched me trade, you do that. And the other thing that I want to point out here, guys, in this video is I, well, I'll explain it in a second. Let me, before I do that, look at these primary reads, guys. Look at NQ. Look at the trend we've been. This, almost every one of those primary reads, even when they gave the multiple signal on the same amount, paid, right? The NQ has just been phenomenal. I want to show you my mean reversions that I was doing in oil because I really felt oil was going to cool off, especially at the time when the news was really good. Remember, we take mean reversions down on the 1 minute. Here, look at this, guys. This was, and I did this um, a lot. Here's a mean reversion that trade that paid. Here is a mean reversion. The two of them paid. I took a lot of these, right? That's why you saw me enter so many trades. And I was taking 25 cents, 50 cents, right? And you can see how they paid. I don't really want to go over all of it. That's the video. It's not the purpose of the video. I will be definitely helping my matrix users on that, how to really dial it in and get it precise. And then my VIPs, we're going to talk about it in the war room. But every one of those paid, and I took a lot of mean reversions reads in around 93 at the time, and then 95 or 6 when it happened, guys. So everything I took was a matrix signal, everything. So I either got the primary read, secondary read, or mean reversion read. There are only 3 trades I took, and I took them at high volume. And as I explained, my win rate was mildly skewed because I had a lot of break even um, exits, but I did take what did the AI tell us, guys? Took I had um $283,000 in profit and $34,000 lost. But what is that by percentage? You guys, I didn't take my losses and pout and give it up and change my system. I traded exactly how I teach and exactly the signals exactly that the matrix gives. Now the difference, okay. So the difference is we teach in different instruments to hunt a certain amount of points. 10 points for ES, RTY gold, 70 for the NAS, and 90 for YM on primary reads, half that for secondary reads, and then the same as a primary read on a mean reversion trade. What I did, guys, is I knew I wanted to grow this account. Now, I apologize, I don't know the percentage because a lot of you guys witnessed me take these trades in the war room and I took 10 points, right? So I did a very, I would, if I had to guess, I would say it was 50% that I did strict system, but a number of them you got to let your winners run. So when I hit a good read, what I did is I maintained my stop loss, but I expanded my take profit because the momentum indicator told me on the 1, 5, 15, 30, and it kept rolling over that it's going to keep moving. Right now, the one day, Friday, I hit one of a great day on Friday, but there were other days where instead of hitting 10, I got 35. I got 40. Or like in the NAS, instead of catching 70, I caught 125. But when you learn to use the momentum motor as it rolls through the fractals on the matrix, tells you can let your winners run. So what I would do is I would expand my take profit to a key area based on technicals and then trail it to that. Now, how many times did I hit my take profit on that expansion? Again, I apologize. I don't have the stats because I didn't keep the record of exactly how I did each one. Just giving you full disclosure and honesty. I just feel like the majority, I would say 85% of the time, instead of hitting the take profit, I would hit the trail as it compressed it. So as I compress, so say my price target's here, my entry's going up and I'm trailing it, I'm trailing it, I'm trailing it, and I'm trailing it, and then it kicks me out here. So I compress it, right? Just to let my winners run. So I'm able to get more than 10, more than 70, more than whatever I'm targeting, and sometimes 2x that. And that's how you make money is mitigate your loss and let your winners run. Now, mitigating loss, guys, I was running to break even on a lot of those trades pretty pretty quickly. Like what I recommend is if you're hunting 10, but you want to let your winner run, when it gets to 10, you need to be break even. So the conversation is you're never going to lose money, right? And I did that a lot. I took a lot of break even uh, exits. And again, full disclosure, a lot of those calculated losses were actually because of the way that I just positioned behind the chart, and I actually lost, $100. But that does calculate as a loss the way that I had to do it because I don't like how TradingView stacks the entry and the buy and sell thing over because sometimes it's hard for me to grab. That's my issue. That's not an issue with the trading system that we teach. All right, guys, listen, in closing, I want you to I want to make a couple announcements. Number one, we are in negotiations right now with NinjaTrader to set up an affiliate program that'll benefit the student outer group and you. So stay tuned for that. We will be launching uh, the Matrix affiliate program, meaning that obviously the Matrix is a Formula One race car. We've proven it. You've seen it in action. Um, but now, if you refer somebody to the Matrix, there's going to be a benefit to you making money off of that affiliate program because you've seen it in action, you use it, you trust it, you push it out to your friends in the trading community. They buy it from us, you get a percentage. So stay tuned on that. Ultimately, that means you have enough of those pushed out, you're going to be using it for free. Also, guys, uh, I'd like to announce that I've got to get it worked out, but I'm at least 1 day per week going to trade an exclusive session outside of the New York Open. So not during that time. All my VIPs are good there. Outside the New York Open with my Matrix users only. We're going to trade live. I'm going to help you read it even better, right? There's a lot of information there. And if you understand the information it's giving you, your trading will go next level. So I'm gonna spend 30 minutes to an hour with my Matrix subscribers additionally each week. So, guys, again, I appreciate you following me, trusting me through guiding you on this process, trusting the matrix system that I've built with my education and experience. And it really, truly is my hope that you'll build an account like this. So, let's do it, guys.